Good evening and salutations, my Beyond the Gates fans. I okay. So here's the thing about me doing these Beyond the Gates videos. As you know, or I point out sometimes that this isn't exactly my favorite show, if we're gonna be honest. And I don't think it's the worst show, right? Like, I'm glad that the show got a renewal, and obviously I'm glad about more representation, and I think the show is decent. The problem is that you have episodes like this that just makes you question, what are we doing in the show, right? Hey, Chelsers. Girl, you are in a hospital doing an Instagram live interview with a doctor. Does anybody want to sit there and tell me what's wrong with this whole goddamn picture? Did you notice yesterday that when Naomi was on the phone with Jacob, talking about her dad and everything like that, Chelsea was just on her phone. I'm like, girl, your dad is in the hospital. Listen, I don't expect you to be breaking down and in tears and everything like that. You know, like, I get it, he's alive and everything like that. But, like, she just has this vapid look on her face like, oh, I'm like, I cannot be the only person that was just looking at that scene like, she is really acting like this shit is not a big deal. Like, not even a minor deal. It's just like, huh. And of course, she is more concerned today with interviewing Montgomery, whatever the hell her name is, and leaving halfway through. Even the first time she went to go leave to go and talk to her, she went to go get her dad some water. She comes back. People are like, where the water at? Oh, I forgot. You forget. Your dad is in the hospital. He just had a stroke. And you just forgot to sit there and give him water? I understand that they want to sit there and try to represent, like, the youth and everything like that. I remember she said today, oh, how do you have such riz? Or you have so much riz going on? And I'm just like, why does it come across like they're trying to showcase the next generation in the most vapid and unappealing way as much as possible? It's like, yeah, we always sit there and tell jokes like, oh, generation's cooked and everything like that with everything that's going on, but you're just like, man, some of you people are terrible. Anyway, while she's doing that, Haley is still on this quest to sit there and be as insecure as possible. Between yesterday and today, even when Naomi did come back and Jacob was like, all right, so, Naomi was going to be spending some time with her dad. And she's all like, are you trying to kick his wife out the room? Girl, what in the hell is wrong with you? There's so many times, especially when she was talking about the baby, like, oh, the baby, you got to get strong for the baby. And you can see Dan just like, yeah, what goddamn baby are you talking about? But she just comes across so insecure, and it's like, girl, they share kids, right? They're going to have that bond. And while you sat there and said, even yesterday, oh, it's totally fine. Your actions today ain't showing that. Your actions is still showing that you are just insecure. And personally, if we're going to be honest, if it comes down to looks, I give it to Haley all goddamn day, right? I give it to Haley all goddamn day, 7 days a week. But my God, you are insecure when it comes towards Danny. Now, I know that women will sit there and say, oh, she looks so pretty. She looks more prettier than Haley. I'm just like, hi, nail hair with a, penis. I just want to sit there and say it's kind of Smith to say is as vapid if it was men Smith there judging other men, unless you're in the men, it's just not gonna, just wanna throw that out there. Um, anyway, she continues to sit there and be just insecure as all hell. I can't believe she sat there and called her followers Chelsers. Hey, Chelsers. Danny and Andre are kind of hanging out, and Vernon comes to check on Danny. And she gets all freaked out, but then, she gets a call from Jacob that Naomi's not doing too well. Naomi is feeling guilty, right? She's feeling guilty. She's like, oh, I'm the one that put my dad in the hospital. And I'm like, where was this guilt like about 2 days ago? Like, when it first happened. Why, now she's at Orphan Jeans, she's like, oh, I'm not going. Yeah, no, everyone's fine. Well, it's all my fault. And I'm just like, did they just do that in one take or something? Because it just felt so flat when she said it. Like, when she said the line, it felt hella flat. She's like, it's all my fault. Yeah, that sounds really convincing. Are we not do another take? We just... Oh, okay. Okay. Now throughout this episode, Danny just kind of emphasized that she's not really, she tells these stories about how this one time that Bill threw his back out. And this is supposed to be to the whole Bill is being, difficult and everything like that. And I guess part of me would have been like, why are we sitting there? You in the bed with me, you sitting there telling these stories about your ex? Like, I mean, seriously, can you hear me out for a minute? And I get why she is still hooked and everything like that with Bill. But if he was to sit there and start telling stories about, oh, this one time I had this girl and we was doing this freaky, or this one time we was really hanging. Like, if the point is, I think if he would have did what she was doing on some level, even if it was just a girlfriend or ex-girlfriend, she probably would have felt some sort of ways. And towards the end of the episode, she's worried about hurting him, right? Because he's being very gracious and be like, no, it's totally understanding. He even gets to a point, he's like, I get it. Bill's is not an all-around bad guy. He got you to commit vows for him at a wedding, So he can't be all bad, And I respect that. I respect the fact that he is secure and he understands that they're going to have a history. They're going to have, a thing. Kids and just a lifetime of memories and stuff that just not just go away. So that's cool that he can acknowledge that. I would probably sit there and tell her in the future, you should probably limit the amount of stories you're going to be telling about your ex. So just want to throw that out there. I actually didn't really do too much in this episode. I mean, Bill was being difficult. Andre was not there talking to her. Talking about the Leslie stuff and the footage and everything like that. It didn't really go anywhere. Chelsea is still talking to whatever that chick's name is, but I think her mom is not there starting to catch on, because she's just like, oh, I gotta go make an important phone call. You gotta go and make an important phone. I don't know. But again, when she darts out, Danny's like, okay, something's going on with her. I'm gonna have to sit there and cut this. I have a wedding to go to in 2 days actually. So this is probably gonna have to go. Probably tonight if I should probably put my razor in the bag, because I know once I start drinking, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna do this tonight. And then tomorrow comes in, I was like, gosh. Oh, and then Vernon gives Naomi some life advice about, piling guilt on because he felt guilt. Long when the story about Martin Luther King and his uncle having a stroke or something. Yeah. Now, they were going to leave, right? Well, at first, Vernon was not there trying to, push her to do this tour or whatever. And then, they decided to sit there and go to Danny's place to see how she's doing because of Bill being in the hospital. The minute they get to the door, they are greeted by these two dusty ass old chicks. Screw that. These two dusty ass old broads. Okay? That, according to Tracy, I'm not going to take no for an answer. I'm going to sit there and give you a piece of my mind or some shit that she said as she just walked on in with Sharon. Because, you know, they got to sit there and try to convince her to join the Archelettes or something. Some sort of Power Ranger shit or something. Anyway, the way they just like, well, I'm not taking no for an answer. The hell you will? Like, I don't know who house you think you in. And then there's a point where when Anita's like, okay, come on, let's just sit there and let's just make this quick. And Sharon is like, oh, some hospitality that you have. I'm like, bitch, no one invited your ass, nobody invited you two dusty ass chicks in her house, and you want to sit there and complain about, you know, being hospitable or whatever. I'm like, yo, this chick done lost her goddamn mind. Anyway, they go down memory lane, and, you know, there's one point where they start talking about how they used to always have each other's backs, and they came from the projects, and da 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 da. But there's one point where it's like Sharon says something. Like, oh, well, you know, some of us, I think it was like, it was some sort of snarky comment like, well, some of us know each other more than others or whatever. I was like, if this is your way of trying to convince this chick to join your little dusty ass old band, you ain't doing a good job. Anyway, they hug and they talk about Barbara and they talk about how they always was there for each other. And long story short, the tour's back on. Yay! For reasons that I don't care. But she's happy. And I think when Vernon stepped in and looked at Anita, he saw that fire in her. You know, that passion. It's, you know, kind of like when he gets all worked up about some long-winded speech that no one cares about. He has a certain fire to him. And I understand that he wants that back for her. And just for a lot of other different reasons. Apparently she's a good singer that I'm going to choose not to actually believe or don't really care because I am just not interested. But for a bunch of those plethora of different reasons, he's happy. And they're going to Chicago. Yeah, Anita with those two women going to Chicago. Yeah, I ain't trusting those two women. I do not trust those two women at all. Wow, only one page. Jesus Christ, okay. I feel like that's pretty much about it. If I missed anything, write in the comment section below. As I was snipped to say my GH review, I'm not going to be doing live stream for the next 3 days. Or reviews for the next 3 days because I'm going to be at a wedding until Friday, and then I'm going to be catching up on the soaps from Thursday being Friday, and then Friday soaps be catching up on Saturday. So with all that being said, if I finish everything, I'll do a members live stream on Saturday. We'll see. But I don't know. I'll keep y'all posted with the community tabs. Anyway, I'm gonna go through B&B, and then I will let y'all know when I was streaming tonight, maybe 8:30. I may sit there and just take a hot minute, but yeah, we're gonna catch up tonight. All right, I'll see y'all soon.